Emily's hands trembled slightly as she gripped the edge of the workbench, watching. Alex fine-tuned the microhydraulic system. The garage smelled of oil and old steel, but she was used to it now. She looked forward to the clanking tools, the whir of machines, the quiet focus Alex brought to his work. It was nothing like the sterile hospital rooms she had grown used to. Every screw tightened and circuit connected, felt like reclaiming a piece of herself. Even when the tests failed, Emily didn't complain. She was beginning to understand that healing came in small, stubborn steps. Alex surprised himself by how much he looked forward to Emily's visits. She wasn't just bright, she was brave. He remembered watching her face when the servos locked up. Mid-step and nearly tipped her over. Most kids would have panicked. She didn't. She laughed it off, then asked what went wrong. That kind of grit reminded Alex of his late wife. Maybe that's what stirred something old and buried inside him. Or maybe, deep down, he knew this project wasn't just about giving Emily her legs back. It was about giving himself a second shot at purpose. Robert came by one evening just as the sun dipped behind the fir trees, casting long shadows into the garage. He watched quietly from the doorway as Emily adjusted a shoulder joint, asking Alex questions about torque and balance. It amazed him. The daughter who had once withdrawn completely now radiated energy and curiosity. Later, he pulled Alex aside. "I hired you to fix her legs," he said softly. "But I think you're fixing something even deeper." Alex didn't respond, but he felt the weight of those words deep in his chest long after Robert left. One night, after Emily had gone, Alex opened the dusty trunk he hadn't touched in years. Inside were old notebooks, diagrams, circuit, boards, remnants of his early dreams. He ran a hand over a yellowed sketch of the first prototype. His wife's handwriting still filled the margins. "Too heavy. Try lightweight alloy," and "proud of you always." He sat there for hours, surrounded by memories, rereading each note. That night, something changed. He decided not to just modify his old design. He would rebuild it, better, smarter, stronger, for Emily, for the version of himself he lost. Emily's body had grown used to the weight of the suit, but her heart still raced each time Alex said, "Let's try it." She had felt failure so often, at therapy, in school, socially, that she expected it. But here, failure was just part of progress. That shift in mindset was new, and it changed how she viewed herself. No longer a patient, not a burden. She was a partner in innovation, someone who contributed ideas and effort. Her dad noticed it too. One evening he said, "You're not just walking again, you're building your future." By the 7th week, the suit responded as if it were a part of Emily's body. Pressure sensors aligned with her muscle signals, and the software Alex learned from her, movement patterns. She could now stand without wobbling. Alex still held her arm, not out of necessity, but out of habit. On the morning, she stood and took 2 small steps forward. Neither of them said anything at first. The sound of her metal-plated feet tapping the concrete echoed louder than any cheer. Then Emily whispered, "I'm doing it." Alex nodded, eyes damp. "You sure are." Emily took more steps each day, her stride growing steadier, her eyes brighter. She didn't just walk. She began to dance in small, stumbling circles, laughing between her father's astonished tears and Alex's quiet pride. The garage, once filled with the smell of oil and metal, now echoed with life. Robert brought coffee every morning, sitting quietly in the corner, documenting each step with awe. One afternoon, as Emily crossed the room without assistance, she stopped and turned toward Alex. "You changed everything," she said. He just smiled and handed her a wrench. "Help me with this carburetor," he replied. News of Emily's recovery made it to a local journalist who had once covered Robert's tech empire. Within days, reporters were lined up outside the small Springfield garage. Cameras rolled as Emily walked down the driveway on her own. Some came to see a miracle. Others came to see the machine, but none of them expected the humble man. Behind it, a mechanic in oil-stained jeans who hated cameras and answered every question with his hands in his pockets. "I just wanted her to stand," Alex told them, but it was clear he'd done far more than that. Robert, seeing the massive interest and the potential impact, proposed expanding Alex's invention. He offered to build a facility, hire staff, and patent the design. Alex was hesitant. He didn't trust corporations with something so personal. But it was Emily Draywood who convinced him. "If this helped me," she said, "think about all the other kids still sitting in chairs." Her words struck deep. That night, Alex agreed to partner with Robert on the condition that the tech would be open source and free for children with mobility challenges. It wasn't about profit, it was about people. Construction on Turner Mobility Labs began. Within weeks, they found an old aircraft hangar outside Eugene, Oregon, and transformed it into a cutting-edge lab. Alex oversaw every detail, from the mechanical stations to the testing rooms. He brought in engineers, therapists, and even local mechanics to help fabricate parts. Emily worked alongside them after school, helping other kids learn the suit, adjusting straps, sharing tips. Her story became the foundation of Turner Labs' mission. Across the country, parents started calling. Children who'd been told never again now had a chance, not through billion-dollar hospitals, but through one man's garage-born miracle. By spring, Turner Mobility had delivered 20 prototype suits to clinics in 5 states. Social media exploded with videos of kids standing, walking, dancing, some for the first time in their lives. Emily traveled with her father and Alex to demonstrate the suit, walking up ramps and down stages, speaking to rooms full of tears and applause. She told everyone the truth. "This started with one man who didn't give up on me." Reporters wanted to frame it as tech genius meets tragedy, but the real story was love, resilience, and an unexpected friendship between a broken man and a broken girl. Despite the growing fame, Alex remained the same. Every morning he opened the old garage and worked on local cars. When asked why he hadn't moved to a fancy lab office, he said, "Miracles happen in ordinary places. That's what makes them real." Emily still visited often, sometimes just to sit and talk, sometimes to help tune a wheelchair or calibrate a brace. She no longer needed the suit daily, but she wore it during events to honor the journey. It wasn't just metal and code anymore. It was a symbol of second chances, stubborn hope, and a man who built more than machines.